I talk all the time about women choosing the right men and vice versa. I think this is a situation where this young lady paid with her life and her child's life behind choosing the wrong man. This man seems to be extremely unstable. But I want you guys to hear this story. I know it made a lot of news here over the time that it's been out. But let me give you a disclaimer about my content before we talk about that guy. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And we're getting this story from fox13.com. So thank you very much for the article. Tampa, Florida, taking another L. Florida, y'all in the news once again. After 2 days of testimony, the Tampa man who was accused of beating this woman who was pregnant, his pregnant girlfriend, to death and killing his unborn child more than 3 years ago, was found guilty on all counts. And I want you guys to understand that sometimes these cases take a lot of time to finish out, to get a conclusion, a result. So to get justice sometimes takes a while. And I think and I hope that this family is happy with this result. Jay Rodriguez, I hate the fact that we share a name, Jay, but Jay Rodriguez, that fool right there who looks crazy in the face right there, like he looked like he's ready to jump over that bench and jump on the judge right there in the face. He was facing a murder charge and has been on trial for the killings this week. It took the jury more than 1 hour to reach their verdict Wednesday evening, and he will be sentenced at a later date. So we expect for him to do a life sentence. Before closing arguments Wednesday, Rodriguez took the stand and admitted that he provided drugs to his pregnant girlfriend, Jennifer Perez, but had nothing to do with her death, which we know that is not true. When I left that night, she was alive and she was cussing at me like she always does when you have little respect, he said. When his attorney asked him if he ever beat Rodriguez, or if he ever beat her, Rodriguez denied it. I probably grabbed her from not hitting me no more. I was telling her I was about to leave, don't hit me no more, he explained. But just hours earlier, Rodriguez was ready to throw in the towel. His attorney, Carl Hayes, explained to the judge that he wanted to skip the trial and cut a deal with the state. After a quick huddle by prosecutors, they decided no deal and that the trial would go on. The sudden decision came on the heels of testimony from the medical examiner. So they got evidence. The medical examiner had just described the fatal injuries that killed the pregnant mother and her unborn child. A series of catastrophic blows. I caught that. I almost said the word wrong. Catastrophic blows and stomps to the head left visible tread marks on her skull that were later matched to the shoes that he had on his feet that night. So he stomped her in the face so bad that they were able to match up his shoes to the tread pattern. You know how hateful of a son of a bitch you gotta be to stomp a human being in the face, let alone your baby mama? That's crazy. That is hateful. It left visible tread marks on her skull. Let's keep going. Prosecutors said that in October 2020, Rodriguez beat his girlfriend Perez, who was 6 months pregnant, beat her to death. Her screams for help were heard by her roommate and friend Jessica Gonzalez, who testified the petite mom was pinned up against her bedroom wall and punched repeatedly. He was picking her up and slamming her to the ground at least 4 or 5 times, Gonzalez testified on Tuesday, stomping on her and stomping on her stomach over and over again. If y'all called it hate, you're absolutely right. He absolutely hated this woman. Like, hate is not even a strong enough word in my opinion. The young mother did not survive the beating, and her baby was delivered by C-section but died minutes later. Rodriguez was found guilty on 2 counts of second-degree murder. Can we get somebody in the hashtag? Type it in the chat. I don't want to call. That's thug behavior, though. So hashtag when you date thugs, you date death. That is very thuggish behavior. Thug is not a skin color. Thug is an action. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Matter of fact, I think any man that beats a woman is a thug. So do me a favor, y'all, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know what you think about this. That's what the comment section's for. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, I think you have to wait like 10 minutes before you can leave a comment. But make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Here we go.
A dramatic day in the murder trial of Jay Rodriguez. The Tampa man faces murder charges, accused of beating his pregnant girlfriend to death and killing her unborn child more than 3 years ago. After 2 days of damaging testimony, Rodriguez took the stand this afternoon to try to save himself, but was it enough to sway the jury? Fox 13's Gloria Gomez joins us live from the Hillsborough County Courthouse. Gloria, what did Rodriguez have to say?
He said he did not kill his pregnant girlfriend. In fact, he says she attacked him, so he left.
Jay Rodriguez.
The walls were closing in on Jay Rodriguez, and he knew it. He took the stand to try to save himself, claiming he did provide drugs to his pregnant girlfriend, Jennifer Barreras, but had nothing to do with her death.
When you left, was Miss Barreras still alive?
When I left, she was alive, yelling, cussing me out like she always do when we have these little disputes.
Just hours earlier, Rodriguez was ready to throw in the towel.
My client has been consistently trying to resolve this, and he just doesn't want to go any further.
Rodriguez had had a change of heart. He wanted to skip the trial and cut a deal with the state. After a quick huddle with prosecutors, they decided no deal. The trial would go on.
There's the possibility that the person was strangled.
This sudden decision came on the heels of damning testimony from the medical examiner. The ME had just described the fatal injuries that killed the pregnant mother and her unborn child. Catastrophic blows and stomps to the head that left visible tread marks that were later matched to the shoes Rodriguez was wearing.
These injuries are consistent with blunt impact injuries.
Did y'all see those shoe prints on her face? I want y'all to take a look at that. Like, look at that. You know how hard you had to stomp somebody in the face to leave shoe prints?
Catastrophic blows and stomps to the head that left visible tread marks that were later matched to the shoes Rodriguez was wearing.
These injuries are consistent with blunt impact injuries.
Prosecutors say in October of 2020, Rodriguez beat his girlfriend to death. Barreras was 6 months pregnant. The screams for help were heard by roommate and friend Jessica Gonzalez, who testified the petite mom was pinned up against her bedroom wall and punched repeatedly.
After that, he was picking her up, slamming her on the ground, picking her up, slamming her on the ground at least four or five times, stomping on her stomach, just over and over and over again.
The young mom did not survive the beating. Her baby was delivered by C-section, but died minutes later. Now it will be up to a jury to decide if Rodriguez is the monster prosecutors say he is. And Haley, closing arguments are underway as we speak. If the jury gets this case tonight and there's a verdict, we will let you know. Back to you.
Gloria Gomez reporting tonight.
The trial is now underway for Jay Rodriguez. He is the Tampa man who investigators say 3 years ago used a closed fist to beat to death his pregnant girlfriend, killing her and her unborn baby. Rodriguez is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, and now a jury will decide if he in fact did it. Fox 13's Gloria Gomez joins us live now from the Hillsborough County Courthouse for the first day of the trial. So Gloria, what happened today?
You know, the jury heard the horrendous details of this crime of a pregnant woman being killed, screaming for help, but that help came way too late. Facing 2 counts of murder, Jay Rodriguez will take his chances with a jury, the judge explaining the charges against him.
That Jennifer Rares was his girlfriend. They were on a dating on-again, off-again situation, and Erilyn Barrios was a minor child that was delivered via C-section and thereafter died.
But the charges prosecutors say don't even begin to describe the horror and terror that happened here. They say in October of 2020, Rodriguez flew into a violent and deadly rage when he beat his pregnant girlfriend, Jennifer Barreras, to death. Rodriguez detectives say punched, stomped, and kicked Barreras in the head and stomach, who was 6 months pregnant. She was heard screaming, "Help me." Records show an eyewitness tried to stop the beating, but Rodriguez went after her. Barreras did not survive the beating. Her baby was delivered at the hospital, but died minutes later. Now the eyewitness will be the crux of the prosecution's case. Rodriguez has a track record for violence. His criminal history includes armed robbery, aggravated assault, and attempted armed robbery. In 2013, a woman filed a restraining order against him, claiming he broke into her house, destroyed her furniture, and attacked her.
So y'all catch that? Let's back that up. Previous record. This is absolutely a hashtag. When you date thugs, you date death. Why do women date dudes like this? What's attractive about violent behavior? And I've said this before, is because they always think that that violent behavior, that violent bad boy streak is going to get inflicted on people outside of them, outside of their house, to everybody else, but not the woman that they love. Until they either snap or the woman that they love makes them mad, and then they take it out on them. So these men are now starting to turn on the women. So these thug lions are now starting to turn on their zookeepers. Isn't that something? You don't tame a lion. You leave a lion in its natural environment. You don't procreate with them. You don't tame them. You leave them the hell alone.
Rodriguez has a track record for violence. His criminal history includes armed robbery, aggravated assault, and attempted armed robbery. In 2013, a woman filed a restraining order against him, claiming he broke into her house, destroyed her furniture, and attacked her. 2013, a woman filed a restraining order against him, claiming he broke into her house, destroyed her furniture, and attacked her. Now, years later, a jury will decide if he murdered his pregnant girlfriend and her unborn child.
And after all of that, she still got with him when that was on his record, which you could have looked that up if you did a background check. She might have known that he's a thug. If you didn't know, you should definitely look it up. If you are having sex and producing children with people, you should know what is on their record. If you do not know what is on their record, then don't produce children until you find out. All I'm doing is giving you guys some things that you could do to try to curb ending up in these situations. It doesn't prevent them, it just curbs it.
And Chris, that's prosecution star witness is expected to testify tomorrow. We'll let you know how the jury reacts to all of it. Back to you.
Okay.
So in closing, I've been trying to empower women because I do care, and I think a lot of people that actually watch me long enough know that I actually do care, that I don't want to see any more children, any more women, or any more families in these situations with these violent people. We got to start separating from them and start making our communities better by choosing the right people, and we have to be diligent, and we have to really truly do our homework on people, okay? So RIP to the mother and RIP to that child. I don't know if the child had a name yet, so it doesn't sound like they might have picked a name yet, but to that precious baby that could have grown up to become something great, RIP. To this fool, life in prison. He needs no reproductive rights, and he never needs to see the light of day ever again. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you disagree with something I've said, let me know. Type it in the comment section. We'll talk about it.